Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Patty G Show. We are back for another great episode this week. If you can kind of get a glimpse, we've got some bottles before us. It's another tasting episode. So if you've been following the show, we do these every now and again when we're so blessed and fortunate to find some folks to bring us a bunch of different spirits. This week we have Noel Distillery, and we've got Natalie sitting with us to tell us a little bit more about everything we've got. She's got something that's pickle flavored. So we're gonna see how that goes. I'm curious to try it. I'm excited to try it. But before we get to any of that, want to give a big, wonderful shout out and thank you to the amazing companies that bring you this show each and every week: Horizon Financial Group, Falaya Real Estate, Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, Mimosa Handcrafted Jewelry, Lake Men's Health Center. And you know our wonderful outfit of the day is always brought to you by McLavy Limited, and finally Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge. Without further ado, Natalie, Miss Master Distiller of all these fine spirits we have before us, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming in and kind of doing a little pivot in our location as we're here in the accounting firm Dagger Pont & Bryan, making this show possible. Thank you for being accommodated, and thank you for bringing the spread. This is fantastic.
I love it. Well, I don't want to take away from my dad because he is the master distiller.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, all right. Sorry,
Is it
Dad.
a junior distiller?
Let's just say product visionary,
Product, okay.
CEO.
Yeah.
You know, got to push the dad around, make him work.
That's
He retired to start working. That's what he says.
look. That's my dad's the same way. He's like, I'll retire, but then I'll still kind of keep coming into the office and just being a present, you know.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you're putting your dad to work over here.
Oh no, he boxed up 86 cases onto a pallet today. So he is manual labored to the T right now. So,
well, that's fantastic. So, I mean, we've got Noel Distillery before us, but for those listening or watching, who are you and what the heck is it that you do?
yeah, I'm Natalie Noel. I'm born and raised in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Currently living in Baton Rouge. I operate a couple of different companies, but right now this has been a 6-year grind of trying to bring this business to market. My dad and I, one Christmas, he said, we should open a distillery. And I was like, because he's a man of many hobbies.
Okay.
And he's done all kinds of things. And Louisiana is known for its sugar cane, and at the time there was really no one in Ascension Parish utilizing the sugar cane in that area, as it was 6 years ago. So, yeah, he was like, our family has been sugar cane farmers for many generations.
Okay.
He was a pilot for 45 years. He was traveling all over the Caribbean, sipping rum, doing, not while he was flying, of course, but exposed to it. And so. And I was operating other companies. So I was like, are you serious? This is not going to be another hobby, right?
This has to make money
This has to work.
Dad.
We have to bring this to market, and we have to stick with it. So all jokes aside, we decided to do it, but it wasn't easy. And, it took 6 years. So lots of ups and downs, but that's how we got started.
Okay, but I think we need a little bit of a preview before the distillery came into the picture, because you're throwing out these terms loosely, like running companies.
Yeah.
What were you doing prior to making your dad's hobby into a business?
Sure. So I got a college scholarship to play basketball at Louisiana Lafayette, and I got my undergrad in marketing. So I've been in marketing. I also decided to go and get my MBA from LSU in 2009 and 10. Where I met a local orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Meredith Warner, and she and I decided to open up a few companies together.
A few?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went off and opened a marketing agency. She opened her private practice, and then together she's all about treating pain naturally, and I'm all about bringing products to market that really work and taste good. So
and also heal pain naturally.
Very functional products. Exactly. So we started with a footwear line that treats foot pain, and then we expanded into an entire supplement line that helps people with arthritis, all of those types of pains. So to help them treat it naturally, that is possible. So that's where I got started. So I wouldn't recommend opening a distillery on your first go around, because it's very it's very financially intensive, and it takes a long time. And so through the other companies, I was able to build up a really great team. And I did have some other clients for a while, but then I said, no, I think I'll just market our own products. So that's what our team does now.
So you just out of college were like, let's open 2 companies.
Oh, well, I did have 10 years before that happened.
Okay.
So
okay.
I grad, or I guess a few years before. I was a like a COO for a software company. I implemented software.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now it's just I thought it was going to start a little bit more humbly, but now it's just like we're stacking the deck here with your amazing accomplishments.
Oh no, I don't.
Okay, so you're a COO of some software company. Again, you're throwing out these executive terms so loosely. I'm like, all right, what do we got?
We implemented software that helped companies operate more efficiently. CRM softwares.
Yeah.
And then we did some custom software development too.
Okay. So from there, you were like, tired of this. Let's get more creative.
Well, I really loved HubSpot, which was a CRM and a marketing software. And I was like, I'm going to help people implement all the technology in their companies. So that's where Technology Advocate came from. But HubSpot is a marketing software. So you can't implement marketing software unless you help people with their marketing. So that really threw me into the whole agency world. And that was about 2013. Okay. So, I mean, I was very quickly realizing you have to build a huge staff. Yeah, every company takes a ton of resources to market effectively, and so after a while, I just got burned out. So it was much better to focus on your own products. The answer is always yes. You can be creative as possible. I mean, if you want to try, like one night I said, let's make an ad for pickle vodka Jello shots. My guy was there the next morning. We made the video. And off it went. You could just be so creative, and
Absolutely.
No one's telling you no. I just love that, and so that's what I like. That's why we just slowly transitioned away from other clients. So.
And then, when you've got this marketing background and you have this marketing mind, you're creating and thinking of this different stuff. Whereas as a marketing agency, it's a little bit more challenging because you're not always on that client. You have to kind of balance your time and talk to other clients, think about other businesses, and then when you're actually dealing with one particular client, say, okay, now let's go all in, let's figure things out.
Yeah, you can go so deep. You can go so deep. I mean, you can understand the customer to the best degree possible. You can make sure you have the right team that can get as creative as possible, and then you just have the control to try. My team will come to me with an idea, and I always say the answer is yes. As long as it's not offensive, let's try it. Because you really do not know what's going to work until you try it. And if anyone says they know before, I mean, more power to them.
You can predict the trend based on one type of ad or one type of push. What lottery number should I buy this week?
Right, yeah. I'm all in with you. So
it kind of sounds like Noel was born out of this idea for marketing, or was it kind of like Noel was there and he said, well, we really need to push this product?
Well, I mean, I think my other superpower is understanding what people will like when it comes to taste. I feel with the vitamin company, we made gummies, and I'm the one who tasted it and was like, I think this will work. And I don't know how to say that without sounding arrogant, but I feel like my palate is great for this, and so every single one of these spirits is delicious. I mean, and I've done a ton of tastings, and so I don't think people are lying to me. I mean, it's like you can see it. I can watch you taste it and know right away if you really don't like it or you do. So I mean. No, I've always had I always say I wanted to be a bartender, but I never did it. I'm in college. I mean, I love serving drinks. I love the excitement of, putting a cocktail together and then serving it and then watching people get excited about it, or just what you do when you're drinking, not getting slapped, just totally ripped, but just when you're sharing moments with those you care about.
Yeah.
So that, to me, from my perspective, that's what Noel is all about, is just having something that tastes really great, really high end. Right now it's local. We're just really focused on local in Louisiana. And then I'm excited to see where it grows to. But Louisiana is known for its flavor and its fun.
Absolutely.
So I mean, we had to make something. We had to bottle products that tasted good.
Yeah. So I mean, we're gonna get down how y'all got to all these different bottles and all these different spirits, but let's just try one.
Okay.
Let's just. So I'm blindly following your take. So whatever you want to start with, wherever you want to go. Let's start somewhere.
With my tastings, I always start with our tequila, our Blanco.
Okay.
So we are the only Louisiana distillery that offers authentic tequila. And for something to be authentic tequila, you have to go down to Jalisco, Mexico, which is a state in Mexico, and that's the only region in Mexico that you can get tequila from. And so we got our distillery. We partnered with another female-owned distillery in Tequila, Mexico.
Fantastic. Yeah, let's try some of this tequila. I've started to become a little bit better educated in tequila, so I was like, tequila blanca. I know what she's referring to here. So
our tequila is a blend of low and highland agave.
Oh, you got to taste with me. What's happening?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm so used to when I'm going to all these tastings, just letting them taste.
No, you're here to enjoy with me.
Oh yeah. Well, all right. Don't want to have any accidents.
Oh no, we're good. We got a strong, solid bar card here. It's a CPA firm.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So it's a blend of low and highland agave. You should be able to smell on the nose. A little bit of pepper.
Yeah. It almost smells kind of like a little hint of like syrup or something.
Yeah, a little hint of sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So we're additive free, and then we use an oxygenation process, which injects oxygen into the tequila, and that gives it the level of sweetness that I desired. And so and then we have a blend of the cooking process, so you're able to get all of the different, really, really get the pure taste and profile of the agave.
Okay.
All right, see what you think.
Let's see what we got.
See if my arrogance is is justified.
That is good.
Smoky, a little smoky.
It is smoky. And like, so on the nose, it gives off a nose that it's going to be stronger than the flavor profile is. I mean, like you think you're going to drink it and like, oh, it's going to burn. It's going to burn. It's smooth.
It's like very smooth. Yeah.
It's very smooth, and the smokiness is definitely there. So okay, so we're drinking authentic tequila, and this was a hobby. I mean, like, how does somebody come up with the idea that we're going to do local tequila as a hobby?
It's crazy. So I was actually a really big martini girl for a long time. And my best friend, she's Russian. And I mean, my girl can put me under the table with her martinis. And one night we went out and she was like, why don't we try tequila? I was like, what? And I was one of those people that had really bad experiences in college with tequila.
Yeah, it's like, you get one and it's bad.
I had sworn tequila off 100%. And so we just started tasting together, and then I just fell in love with it. It's like what the tequila we have today is beautiful. It's smooth. It's 100% agave, and so it's not mixed with like 50 agave and 49 sugar. It's like pure agave spirit. So I was like, we just kept tasting it. We didn't put much in it. I'm not a big sugar person, so I just like to have my tequila clean, maybe with just a little splash of lime, maybe a little Topo Chico if we're by the pool or something.
Yeah.
And so my passion just started to grow, and then my business side kicked in.
And you're like,
Dad's like, we're going to be a rum distillery. And I was like, that is so good, Dad. We're going to be a rum distillery. Does anyone buy rum? And at the time, like everyone keeps saying rum's going to make the next, it's coming. It's the next bourbon.
Rum is the next
it's
bourbon.
The next bourbon. It's the next tequila. Well, then tequila came, it became the next bourbon. So now the tequila was expanding. And so I was just dreaming, and then I just started. I was like, could we do this? And this was like almost 2 years ago. So I said, I'm going to try. So I just started reaching out, and I found this, the perfect partner in Tequila, Mexico. And I just worked with them. They went back and forth, sent the flavor profiles. I mean, it was tough work. Somebody had to do all the tasting.
Oh man, that's the tough night at the office. Somebody's got to do it.
Luckily, I had a lot of great friends that would come over. I'm like, guys, I got another batch of tequilas to try. So we'd taste, write down the tasting notes we liked, the things we didn't like, and then we would send that back to the distillery. And so we would just a beautiful collaboration. And then we went down to Mexico, and it was just a beautiful process.
Yeah,
so
I've seen some of y'all's photos out in the fields holding the plants. I'm like, all right, she gets into it. I love this. She's like all hands on deck. Let's make this happen.
Well, I didn't want to come off as not authentic. Like
Right.
it's their product. It's their agave. And so I just wanted to, I fell in love with it. I wanted to make sure we gave it its justice, its due. And so we had to go down there, and I wanted to see. And so it was a great time. And I managed to convince my dad to come with me, who was scared to death to go. But we had a great time.
So he had his mind set on rum.
Right.
That was the spirit that Noel Distillery was going to be known for.
Yeah, and it may still be, but we want to be an aged rum facility. So much like the bourbon facilities, like you have to have products that you can sell while your bourbon is aging, and so that's the situation we found ourselves in. And I mean, we're not independently wealthy or anything like that yet, so we had to have a lineup that made sense.
Yeah.
And so I wanted, my mind took me to what are the flavor profiles that people like. Let's make sure we have something for almost everyone, but not be too spread out. So we have two beautiful rums that I think are reflective of where we want to go with our aged rum. The vodka is unbelievably smooth. And then I have, for many, many years, thought that the pickle vodka was what we needed.
Okay. You got
then
the bottle here that we're going to get to. And I want to... Let's save the pickle tail for the pickle bottle because I'm so intrigued on how in the world you just think of pickle as a flavor.
I know.
So we've had the Blanco tequila.
Yeah,
we'll build up to the pickle.
So I wanted the tequila because it's one of the fastest growing categories, and there's
insane.
So many cocktails you can make. Like whatever vodka cocktail, you can make a tequila cocktail with it. And it's so versatile, and it's so many different ways to enjoy it.
Well, and now I was talking with Jim Allis at Mestizo, and he was like, "You have to try a tequila old fashioned."
Yeah.
I was like, "All right, you've intrigued my interest," and it was good.
Yeah.
So it's like this whole new avenue of spirits has kind of opened up with tequila, and people in past we were always watching movies, and it was always tequila shots and a chaser with a lime, but now we're sitting here with straight clean tequila. We're sipping on it. It's a sipping spirit that doesn't need any chasing. It's smooth as it is. It's delicious. And now it's a different type of spirit that kind of picks you up a little bit. It's like almost like caffeine somehow in tequila. It's interesting.
It is really, yeah, you're right about that. It's happy.
Yeah.
And then I don't know about you, but rarely I just don't get any. I don't have any side effects when I wake up in the morning. How about that?
That's a very professional, tailored, media trained way to put it. The side effects in the morning are minimal, if none. So no, you're 100%. When you're drinking clean, pure agave tequila, it is it's a pure flavor profile. It's a pure experience, and yeah, the next morning, without all the added sugar, that's what really gives the negative side effects, is that sugar and that extra stuff thrown into it.
Right.
But drinking just plain water and tequila, whether it's Topo Chicos or some other bubbly water, that and ice, smooth, clean, and simple
and
to
I've
drink.
been encouraging, because of the wellness side of me, I've been encouraging every time I do a tasting at the distillery or at, Calandro's or Hocus Pocus, I'm always like, just try it without all the sugar. Just splash in some lime, get the rocks, throw in a Topo Chico, and it's so nice.
Yeah, it's nice, it's refreshing, and again, it's not something that you're drinking allegedly underage at a bar, trying to just get 12 rounds of shots in you and having to take some lime with it.
Yeah.
It's just a smooth drink on its own that is very enjoyable. So I love the Blanco. So you've got a bottle of Reposado here.
Mm-hmm.
So explain kind of the difference between the two as we got to taste them. So we got to keep moving down the line.
So the Reposado, I was very pleased with the Blanco. That was a great time for us, like, doing all the tasting. I spent extra time on the Reposado because that's the expression of the tequila that I really fell in love with. So our Reposado is the same Blanco, but then it's aged in former Jack Daniel's oak barrels. So
Okay.
you're gonna catch some beautiful, just like light vanilla notes on the palate. Yeah, and a hint of oak. I mean, it's very smooth.
Let's find out. I mean, like you
That's
said,
what
we
you
gotta
should.
try it. You know,
You
we
should.
can't just simply talk about it.
I know that might.
We have to experience it and then describe what we're consuming. So it's a very pretty color. It's a very light color of a Reposado, and it does have some coloring to it. It's not completely clear like the Blanco, which is good.
So a Reposado has to be aged at least 2 months up to a year. Once it goes past a year, then it becomes an añejo, and then you can go into extra añejos.
And so, do y'all carry any añejos or extra añejos?
Just working on that. It does take a little bit.
Takes a couple
of
of years.
time.
Yeah.
So I was trying to decide if we wanted to wait and just do the extra añejo, but because when I was down in Mexico with the crew, we had some I'll tell you, some extra añejos that'll just make you melt. I mean, it was like the perfect caramel dessert of your life.
Oof.
And you could just sip on it, and we were just like, oh my gosh, what is this? I need this.
How do we do this?
How do I get
Louisiana?
this? Yeah, I need this to Louisiana. And I don't, that brand is not in the States. So, but yeah. So the profile here, it's a little bit sweeter.
It's almost got like cotton candy on it.
Yeah. Or like a wedding cake,
Yeah,
almond.
that's it.
The
The almond, like
the
almond wedding cake.
So I wanted so Americans like sweet, like a sweeter profile. So like Clase Azul is fairly sweet.
Yep.
But I like to say it's comparable to that, but just without the fancy packaging.
Where's the bell?
Yeah,
Because you're doing the glass. You gotta have the bells. It's the marketing
it's
aspect.
the packaging on that one.
Yeah.
But I like the juice in that one, and so I would say we're a little bit sweet. So we do pretty well in those old fashions, the tequila old fashioned.
Wow, that is sweet.
But not too sweet.
No. Yeah, no, you're right. It's not too sweet, but it's like, again, the nose and on the palate. It's like it hit, like you get it on the nose. And okay, we're expecting this flavor profile, and then you hit it, and you're like, it's a different flavor profile, which I love. It's like a 2-part drink.
So this is my baby. This is the
This
one
is
I
your
love.
baby.
Yeah. I love her.
Well, you've done well with her. This is a fine reposado at that. It's good. It's very delicious, both to get on the nose as well as on the palate.
So the goal with this one was to make sure it could be a total sipper, where you might just add some ice in it and then just sip it. But I did while we were testing and experimenting, there were some versions that we were looking at that fought with the citrus. So if you wanted to add citrus to it, it just was like overpowering. It was too sweet. So but this one it'll still function nicely in a cocktail.
Oh yeah, no, I imagine this in an old fashioned. But so you think the reposado over the blanco in an old fashioned? I mean, that blanco just has such a smoky profile. I feel like it would go really well.
It could. I'm just saying. I've Ben
this is
77
okay.
did like our launch party, and they did the tequila old fashioned in it, and they did like a mezcal wash. So that, I mean, hey, if you're a creative bartender, you can go either way.
You can go wherever you want.
Right, you can do what you want to do.
So you mentioned launch party, and you mentioned that this has kind of been 6 years in the making. So kind of walk us through a little bit of those early days. What was that like, getting Noel kind of formed and founded, going through the naming process and kind of getting it to where it is now? But what were those early days like?
Oh, the naming process. Anybody who's in creative work knows that naming a product is probably one of the most difficult processes. We went through so many different names. We thought we might be Old Capitol because we were in Donaldsonville. It was like once the capital of Louisiana. I mean, you guys signed in for some good content here. So then we had Tree Frog.
Tree Frog.
So that's our mascot.
It is the mascot.
So I was like, I'm not going to name it Tree Frog, but I do like the idea that the mascot is a tree frog.
Yeah.
And also, did you know it's the Louisiana state amphibian?
I actually did know that.
So
in
that's
the back of my head, it's there. Yes.
that's my little guy. He's our state amphibian. So we scratched tree frog, and then I was like, Tito's has done pretty well for themselves. Let's go Noel. Let's just go all in. So Noel and Coke, or Noel on the rocks. So I think we went through quite a few, but the label process.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I mean, we must have gone through 100 different labels. I mean, to get to this point, it feels like a miracle.
But it's done well, and it's like a cohesive labeling, yet every label is slightly different than the next. But it still looks like cohesive branding, which I'm sure pulls on your marketing expertise.
Yeah, it was like, it was like at first this didn't come up here, so I was like, no, we should make them all the same. And then this color was a different purple than this one. I was like, no, I think we should make that the same. So we just worked through it. Grace, my graphic designer, she's incredible. So she put up with me because you asked about the early years. They were we came out of the gate super fast. We found our architect, we found our contractor, and we even went to distillery school in Kentucky. We were rolling, and then one thing happened, and the relationship soured with the particular contractor and the architect, and so that really slowed things down. Nobody wanted to help us, honestly. We kind of got blackballed.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of nasty. It was a little lawsuit. It was funky. Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
Holy smokes. Okay, so there's like a whole dark side to this situation with the distillery.
It was rough. It was like we often, while we were operating the other companies, we often said this was the big albatross on our back. So in the early days, it wasn't easy. But my dad and I would always say, I'm a huge sports fan. Played sports my whole life. So sports analogies got us through it. He's like, all we got to do is just get in the game. We just got to get in the game. I was like, you're right, Dad. Let's just get in the game. So we just persevered. Resiliency is one of our values. So then we met another contractor who was able to help us get rolling again, found another architect, and then COVID decided to drop on us.
The old COVID.
Yeah, so that nothing happened in that 2 years. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So that put us 4 years into the project. And then that same contractor he didn't quite move. He didn't move very quickly. But eventually we finally got all of the building to code, all of our things. So there was a lot of tears, a lot of calling like so. Dad, like, how are you doing, Dad? And sometimes we wouldn't even talk about it because we had to be father and daughter too. Like we had family events, and there just wasn't a ton of good things to talk about in the beginning, in those early years, as we were trying to get to this point. So
are you an only child, or do you have siblings?
No, I have my sister. She works with me. She's my best friend, and my brother. He's my best friend, and so I have a brother and a sister.
Gotcha. So y'all are all in the family business.
And my sister is
okay,
but my brother. He hasn't been, but with the distillery, he and his wife they've been all in helping.
I love that.
All hands on deck.
A good family organization.
Yeah,
absolutely.
My aunt is the one who labeled every one of these except the tequila. So we're it's all hands on deck.
But it has to be, I mean, you're 6 years from the initial kind of idea and inception, but like really only 2 years in production.
Well, not even that. I mean, we just got legal May 17th of this year.
So that's from the recording date less than 2 months.
Yes.
So
everywhere we are, it has been Kelsey on my team and I just going, knocking on doors, just doing what we can to liquid to lips. That's been the mission.
Liquid to lips.
Yes. Please, taste. Please taste.
That's going to be the name of this episode. Liquid to lips. Is it? First off, is it a coin phrase? We don't get in any trouble.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it's trademarked.
Perfect. Well, then the episode's going to be named Liquid to Lips. So this is excellent. I love this. Okay. So this reposado was actually delicious. Okay. And so y'all started with rum, or y'all kind of started the aging process of your rum? Like, how did we get to all these different spirits?
Yeah, so the initial vision was rum, and then I knew we needed another product because I knew we were going to be aging. So we initially started with vodka. So we were just going to be the vodka with the rum. And then, like I said, I just had the audacity to think we could get this tequila made.
Well, you've done a fantastic job
It's
of it.
unbelievable if you think about it. I mean, sometimes I just pinch myself. I mean, our name is on a tequila. We're not celebrities. We're nobodies. We're nobodies, you know.
What are you talking about? You're Noel family. You're the Noel family distillery.
Yeah, we're the no celebrity needed tequila. That's what I say. But you know, it's just crazy. I mean, all you hear about are the celebrity tequilas now, and now they're taking up all the agave. But so that it was going to be rum, but we needed more. So like I mentioned, I was into vodka. So then I was a huge martini fan, and so we wanted to make sure we had the smoothest, most delicious vodka. While Dad was making the rum. So that's what, and our rum is only going to be made from the juice, the cane juice. And so that can only be done during grinding season, which it runs in Louisiana from, don't shoot me, October to January.
Okay.
And so you have to get that fresh juice. You have to be close to the sugar mill. And so we're within a few minutes from the one in White Castle. And so that's where our juice will come from. And that's where like all of our family sugar cane has always brought their cane, like Noel Farms and different farmers in the area. So yeah, so that's where the rum will come from.
Perfect. So let's move on to the vodka then, or should we go to the rum?
Usually in the tasting process,
you're steering the ship. Where we go?
I will take you because you have that tequila on your palate.
Yep.
I will show you this rum.
Okay. Well here.
All right.
So what do we have here?
So
with
this
rum?
one is it's a North American style rum from Grade A molasses. It's been aged for 6 years in white American oak, but then finished in a tequila barrel for like 3 months. So you can see how it changed the color, because this one's also a 6-8 year. So it lightened it up.
I was about to say it very much lightened
dramatically changed the profile of the rum.
Mm-hmm.
And so I use this one in every cocktail that requires a like a clear, like a mojito or a traditional daiquiri. Oh, we'll use this one, and it really loves vanilla.
It loves vanilla.
Like it loves when you pair it with like a vanilla syrup or something like that.
I'm intrigued now.
All right, let's see.
Okay, let's see what we got here. I can tell why it would pair well with vanilla.
It's do you recognize the candy it kind of smells like from like your grandmother's childhood?
Okay, thank you. Oh my gosh, literally I smelled it, and the first thing that popped up in my head was my grandparents' house and the chocolate container in their dining room that we would go in and grab pieces of chocolate. It's like the
It's so unique.
What is it? I can picture the childhood memory of eating this, but I can't put my name on what it is.
I smell butterscotch.
Butterscotch, okay.
I'm trying. I don't. Now I'm gonna.
I get like white chocolate.
I do smell that chocolate now.
I get like white chocolate in a Hershey's bar.
I do smell it. It's funny though, when I do these, this is my favorite part, is because you smell something and I didn't smell it, but as soon as you say it, I smell it.
You smell it. Well, and so, okay. So tasting spirits in general, this whole point about what you smell, is it right or is it wrong? And I'm sure if, when this gets clipped up into some short TikTok, we're going to get some blasphemy comments about it. You don't smell that. You smell this. Yeah. You smell what you smell, people.
And it's based on your memory and your
Exactly.
ability to recall. And so I've had 2 kids, and my ability to recall is severely limited.
But no, you're true. As soon as you said grandparents, I was like, that's the image I'm picturing is my grandparents' house. And they would have this candy drawer that we would go through and dig out chocolate while we were
That's
there.
so great.
Like, that's the immediate memory it brought me to. But yet we're looking at a Louisiana-based rum that's finished off in tequila barrels.
It's crazy, huh?
All right.
See what you think.
I see why you put this after the tequila. You're good at your job.
Oh my God.
But no, it's 100% it. You still get a hint of the tequila flavor profile on there. Now, is it in part because we're not rinsing in between? Potentially. Yeah. But still, it's very delicious and it's very smooth. This, again, rum hasn't made it on that sipping scene to the point bourbon, whiskey, and tequila has. But this is very much a very good sipping rum.
Yeah, and I think the reason it hasn't is just not enough people are talking about how rum should really be aged. You really should be enjoying aged rum very much like you would a bourbon. I mean, like 6 years in a barrel, you're going to pull the oak, you're going to pull a lot of caramel. And then with this one, the agave really just made it a little bit more earthy, and it also lightened it up a bit, like I said, for the flavor profile.
It was definitely lightened on the end. But again, like these are 2-part spirits. You get like an excitement on the nose and on the palate. It's like it's a different flavor profile. It's like this is incredible how you do this.
I like it. I just want it to be an experience. I don't. Our spirits are ultra premium, meant to enjoy. And each time you sip, it's gonna be a new experience. I mean, that's just how the palate works.
Right, and that's what I love that comment there about it's a premium sipping experience. I think oftentimes people figure out what they can get and then mix with it. But your spirits, I mean, we've got no ice, we've got no water, we've got nothing. It's just straight spirits, and it's absolutely delicious.
That's exciting.
Yeah, no, and I mean, again, this is my lowly, humble opinion, and I don't have any street cred.
We're not celebrities here, right?
Exactly.
We're just
street cred.
sipping.
All right, I think my mom watches this, and that's about it.
That's good.
No, this is actually very delicious.
Well, now my team will watch this. Maybe I'll pay them to watch it.
Pull this as part of your marketing plans. All right, how do we describe this? Okay, so this is a very much different rum.
Okay, yeah. So this is
just for a comparison. We'll stick them side by side.
Yeah. So this is a Caribbean style rum.
Okay.
And so we have a partner in Central America that we source these rums from while we're aging ours. Just to be clear, but this one we wanted this one because it's aged 6 to 8 years in a white American oak barrel. Both of the rums are 6 years to commemorate our journey.
Is it really?
Yes, isn't that great?
I love that part of the story. So it's 6 years to showcase. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, because we could have gotten 10-year, 20-year. We could have been all, but that didn't make any sense. And also, these taste the best. So.
Hey, I love it.
So this is high test molasses. Okay. So you have the juice, then they continue to refine it. It becomes high test molasses. They continue to refine that. You get the grade A molasses, which a lot of Louisiana rums are made from. So this is nearly the juice. So it's a little more earthy, but because it's been in the barrel for so long, you're going to be picking up the caramel notes, touch of oak, but it's exceptionally smooth. And so I joke, this is, if you want to imagine my dad on the back porch with a cigar.
This is it?
This is it. He's sipping this one neat, maybe a rock. But this was the rum that he had in mind when he asked me that Christmas, should we start a distillery?
All right. So,
wait, I forgot.
So in other words, I need like a cigar to really bring out the flavor profile here. Okay.
Yeah, we serve this one with rum old fashions in our distillery and the painkiller.
That's the drink. It's called the painkiller.
What's called the red tape painkiller for us.
All right, I'm gonna need the story. Give us the story.
I mentioned how long this took. Yeah, I love Louisiana.
Because of all the red tape you had to go through.
I love Louisiana. I'm a Louisiana girl. Go Tigers! But if you want to try to open a business, especially a distillery, there's a ton of red tape. There's a ton of crazy rules. You don't know about them until you submit one piece of paperwork, and they're like, "Oh no, we needed this." So there's a lot of just all of that throughout the process. So when it came time to naming the cocktails in the distillery, a painkiller is a very common tiki cocktail. So we just said, red tape painkiller kills the pain. So yes, it's the sweetest drink of your life to me. It's got coconut, pineapple, and OJ.
Yeah. The side effects are very strong.
We had a guy we had one of our events at the distillery. I swear this guy, he must have had 10 of them. I was so worried that he was so hungover, he was going to blame the rum instead of blaming the sugar.
You text him the next morning, just to be clear,
Yeah.
this is what you drank last night.
Don't
Just
you go
as a
saying
reminder.
Noel rum causes hangovers.
Yeah. Don't you dare go say these comments. No, it was not Noel rum. It was clearly the cocktails in which you chose to consume the rum in.
Yeah, he said he wanted to get drunk and walk home because Donaldsonville is very small, so he was able.
Donaldsonville is very small.
He was able to just walk on home. So we're being safe.
That's right. Being safe, absolutely. So,
Okay, see what you think.
all right. It's very different.
Oh yeah, very different.
Very different.
Very different.
It's very heavy. There is that caramel. There's that caramel aroma to it. It smells thick. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
Like you smell the thickness of this rum.
It does.
But-
We'll sometimes we'll find some bourbon guys that'll like it too, but it is still a rum, so it's gonna have that sweet.
So now that one matches the nose profile.
Yeah. Oh, to a T.
That's what I expected. You know, like the previous three we had within the Blanco, the Reposado, and this other aged rum, it was a twist on the palate from the nose, but this on the nose and the palate, it matches your expectations.
I would agree.
Which is a good thing. Like it's none of this is a bad thing. Let's just be clear there.
Yeah.
But it's like very good, and it's what you expect from the nose.
Yeah, it's very traditional. As how I often use that word traditional, like what you would expect from a beautifully aged rum, like the Appletons, the Zacapas of the world. You expect lots of caramel, oak, smooth.
Yeah, there's definitely oak and caramel within this. So this is your 6-year age, which is aged more so than the last one.
It's a blend of 6 to 8 years, but
Okay.
you have to put the youngest age statement. So
Was that a thing? You have to put the youngest age on the barrel or on the bottle?
for the TTB, yes, for
Okay.
the labeling. Another little thing you learn.
It's a red tape cocktail.
Yeah.
All right, so that one went down very smooth.
Yeah.
That was like
If
that
are you a
itself
rum
tasted
guy?
like a cocktail. No.
No, okay, got it.
No, I'm
A spirits guy.
I'm a chameleon. I like everything.
That's how I always say I'm a chameleon too.
Yeah, it's like whatever's being served.
But it's about the mood. It's about the mood in the moment.
So for me, yes, it's about the mood, but it's also about the company.
Yeah.
So if somebody offers me a drink and they said, "Hey, I'm having this. Do you want one?" Yes. I didn't even hear what you said, but yes. Like it's because you're offering it, you're enjoying. I'm gonna enjoy it with you. Like I want to be at whatever drink you're having and whatever it reminds you of. Let's talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's enjoy that together.
I love that.
Not just okay, what do you? Oh, you're drinking. Okay, I'll have a XYZ. No. Whatever you're having, I'll have. And it doesn't matter what it is. So because of that, I don't. Now, don't get me wrong. If it's experiential. Where are you at? If I'm on a beach, going for an Urban South beer, right? But if I'm sitting somewhere at a restaurant, it's again, what are we doing? What are we experiencing? If I'm sitting in a distillery, I'm like, let's go through your spirits. Let's taste them all. Or if I'm at a function with a bourbon society, or I'm at with the party with this, like, yeah, I want to have what's supposed to be served. I don't want to have what I want. I want to have what you want me to have.
Oh, that's nice.
To experience whatever it is you're trying to go off of. So like, yeah, I'm not a rum or tequila, a vodka. I'm a chameleon. Whatever you're serving, I'll have. I'm not picky.
I'm thinking about though that beach. Does it make me like an alcoholic that I literally pack the tequila.
Mm-hmm.
I pack
in a non-glass bottle.
Non-glass. I pack the salt to salt my room.
Yeah.
And I fix all this on the beach, and I put my Topo Chico in, and I splash it with lime, and that's how
So you got to pre-make it from now on. You just pre-make it in like a little half-gallon jug, and you just pour it from there.
I did do that too. Yeah, I did do that.
No, you
but
know
you
what
have
you
to
want
have
to enjoy.
backup in case
You
it wasn't strong enough, in case you messed up the ratios.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. But yeah, it's that there are certain circumstances that warrant a certain style of drink. And so if you like pigeonhole yourself into I'm a rum person, or no, I'm a vodka person, I'm a tequila person, it's like, well, then you find yourself on, a hot day sipping this cocktail that's really meant to be enjoyed around a cold night. Like,
Yeah.
There is different flavor profiles that are meant to be enjoyed at different times.
And I like that, you can be a tequila person or you can be a rum or a vodka. A lot of times you do that exploring with like
Yeah.
your own on your own time or like with a certain group. Like I have a whole tequila collection, and I still just keep buying all the tequila I can because I want to know why you like, that particular tequila over this one or over mine. And yeah, just like, and my friends come over, the same group that helped me get to this. We still sip
Yeah.
and taste, and we just talk about it. I love it.
and I always love trying different styles. Meaning, if I'm on a bourbon kick and somebody says, "Hey, I've got this barrel I've never had," I'm like, "Let's do it." Like this past week I had a meeting with some folks, and we were meeting at their house to discuss some things for the show, and they were like, "Look, what do you want to drink?" Like, we've got our bourbon wall, and we've got a bottle of wine open. I'm like, "Well, I'll do. I mean, I haven't had bourbon in a while. Let's do bourbon." What do you want? I'm like, "I don't know. Pick something."
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to have something I've already had. So go through whatever you want to serve me, whatever you're willing to give me, I'll have. And so much so that, like, I was on my brother-in-law's bachelor party. It's like, we're having a bourbon tasting. Everybody bring a different bottle of bourbon.
Oh, I love that.
And not something you can go and get at a gas station. Like, get a good bottle of bourbon, and we're all going to sample it. And it was phenomenal.
Oh, I love doing that. The other thing I like to do is like wild beers that you expect to taste really funky.
Yeah.
And then you get everybody together and they're like, what is that?
We did a collaboration with a brewery out in St. Gabriel with the show, and we did a cinnamon apple pie beer. It was so good. It was so different and so out there. I was like, I love this. It was at a Struma brewery.
I was just out there yesterday.
You were at a Struma?
Yeah.
Oh, it was there. They're like, "Hey, Patty, we want to do a beer. You want to come on board and help us promote?" I was like, "Absolutely." It's like, "What is it?" He was like, "What do you like?" I was like, "I don't know. I like apple pies." He's like, "Okay, done." I was like, "Oh, cool." So it was very different, but it was
cool.
so good. But just experimenting and changing your flavor profile and changing what you drink and not being so much in a routine. Like, when you're drinking alcohol or any spirits, you're meant to enjoy whatever you're consuming. So just mix it up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I was out there because they want to expand their tasting room and add other local distilleries to the mix. So they want to bring us all in. I was like, well, that's great.
That's perfect. So, all right. So we've had rum. We've had
All right,
tequila.
we've had rum.
Now
for,
we're moving into vodka.
Yes.
Okay.
So
walk us
during
through the vodka.
COVID, I was like, I would watch a particular news show, not to be named, but I would watch this particular news show, and then it would trigger, like the Pavlov's like dog experiment. I would hear this man's voice and would be instantly triggered to go make a martini. That's how bad it got. Like, I was martinis to the max during COVID. So eventually I got my life straight, got together, and got rid of that habit as the wellness side kicked in.
Right.
But a really good, clean, smooth vodka is what we were aiming for.
Okay.
So again, Russian approved.
Russian approved from your Russian friend, absolutely. Okay.
She's gonna be like, "What are you doing talking about me?"
Nah, she'll be fine.
All right.
Are you saying? Oh, sorry, I didn't finish it. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, so we've got Russian approved vodka.
Yes. All right. So, in all jokes aside, it's extremely smooth.
Yeah, just pour it in the other tasting cup.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right. So it's made from 100% corn. It's 6 times distilled and then charcoal filtered for extra smoothness and just making sure you're getting rid of the impurities.
Right. Okay. So
It makes a beautiful martini.
I've already hit it on the nose.
It's confusing because our glass is kind of salted with 5
So
other
that's
spirits.
I'm like stirring it around, trying to wipe the walls off.
It's
a
going to
little
be
bit.
beautiful. It's going to be nicely caramel vodka.
We're experimenting.
Caramel vodka coming
Caramel
out
vodka.
next.
That's
Right here,
right.
dropping it on the Patty G show.
Hey, look, we'll do a Patty G branded caramel vodka. I'm in. Let's do it. All right.
No one believes me it's smooth. No one believes me it doesn't burn. Everyone's like getting prepared.
Is vodka supposed to burn?
Like a lot of them do.
Okay, I don't drink vodka.
Oh.
I'm not a vodka drinker, so
Oh,
I'm a
got it.
novice. Educate me.
Oh, gotcha. Well, the really bad vodka, or the one in Austin, burns.
No, that is dangerously smooth
I know.
to the point where it's like you just fill this up and you just sip
Just
on it all night.
ice. Yeah. I'm all about the low calorie drinking experience.
Right.
I needed it to be smooth.
It's a school night. We have to wake up tomorrow. You've got kids. I've got kids. We got to wake up and deal with these kids, with these children tomorrow.
Exactly.
You need something smooth that's not going to give the side effects the next morning.
No side effects.
But no, this is actually very good. So your vodka, this is something that's a quick product that you can distill and put out on the market. You don't have to age it, right?
Right. No aging. We proof and bottle at the distillery, and very proud of it. I mean, it's really picking up, especially some of the local bars. And they're like, why are we only pushing the one vodka from Austin? Maybe we can really dig into the local spirits, and especially like our vodka. So we've had some success there.
No, and so I'm just now recognizing you've got a little bit of flavor profiles on the label. On my side of the bottle, it says ultra smooth and luxurious. It lives up to par.
Okay.
It lives up to the bottle, and it's very, very good.
Thank you.
Like I always thought, and you always see like vodka is something that's got to be put in a martini. It's got to be put in something. It can't stand alone by itself. But everything that we've had so far can stand by itself. Like this vodka, you can sip on it all day and be perfectly fine. It's fantastic.
Awesome. I did not pay you to say that either.
Exactly. It's a non-paid situation. But again, that's just part of me expanding my palate.
No,
I'm like
yeah.
I'm like on a mission to expand my palate and taste as much as I can of local cuisine, spirits, whatever it may be, and like just absorb whatever I can. So it's very good.
Perfect. Love it.
I like it. So you make a martini with this. What's your recipe?
Well, usually it's like 4 ounces of vodka and then like an ounce or so of dirty. I do like the dirty juice. I like a dirty martini.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about how I do it. Our most popular cocktail at the distillery is a blood and honey, we call it. And it's a blood orange with a fig honey syrup with a little bit of lemon juice and the vodka.
Okay.
They love it.
So at your distillery in Donaldsonville, what can kind of people expect whenever they go there? Are y'all offering tours? Are y'all offering is there a tasting room?
Yeah, so
paint us the picture.
Yeah, so you walk in. The building was built in, we think, 1895. It was the former power and light building for the entire city. So it's super industrial, old brick building. It's wide open, so people can come and have tours. They can schedule like the tour and the tasting, and we'll make our cocktails. We have a cocktail menu, and we just try to. It's a lot like this, where they sit down and, we get to know each other. It's like I'm just inviting them into my home, and I'm sharing all of the cocktails that I would if you came to my house, because I'm the one. I have every type of spirit at my house, like beyond hours, anything you can imagine, anything you could want, whatever mood. I'm gonna have something to match that moment, and so that's
we
how.
Should have filmed at your house.
Don't need all that mess, the kids running around, but yeah. So when they come to the distillery, I sit down with them. I do the tasting, and much like this, and then they usually order a cocktail, and we just get to know each other. We haven't. I'm there. My dad's there. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's like a get to know us and get to experience our spirits where they're made.
Yeah, it has been different because I'm not used to. I don't know, just like working on the weekends, and so I didn't know how I would like it, but it's really, you never know who's going to walk through the door and like what stories that they have and their life experiences, and so I've been having a lot of fun with that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a blast getting to meet every person that walks through the door. They have a different story to tell, and also you have stories within each spirit that you can tell them.
Yeah, and it's like you're drinking our spirit. I just can't get used to that. I just cannot get used to it. It's like, it's unbelievable. It took so long. Like when we were there, they were actually bottling our tequila, and they didn't tell me.
Okay.
And so we walked into the facility, and I just just bawled crying. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. It's just like, I might cry now, but it's like you just don't know. Rarely as adults do we have these goals where we just work on them. As like a kid, you had these dreams. Maybe like for me, I wanted to play college basketball. So it was like 18 years of focusing on that one dream. And I found like as you get older, you don't necessarily have one dream. You just kind of like life is coming at you so fast. You're just kind of doing a bunch of things. And we just stayed focused on this for 6 years. And so when I saw that tequila coming off that line, I was like, oh my gosh. And we started crying. Dad was crying. Everybody was crying. It's like, it's real. It's real.
It's here.
Real. So, yeah. So we get to, when they come, we get to talk to them, share stories. It's pretty fun.
But I feel like that as an entrepreneur, whenever you're able to recognize your product, your service, whatever it may be, out in the public and people experiencing it and enjoying it as you intended them to enjoy it is like next level. Because it's no longer just this idea in your head. It's no longer just this concept around a kitchen table. It's now out there for the public to consume, to know, to recognize, and be like, wait, I know that company. You know, I know that brand. I love that company. Like, it's like, as an entrepreneur, it's kind of like this aha moment of saying, hey, we built something that's pretty cool.
That's cool, yeah. And, you know, we just got started. And it may last, it may not, but I'm enjoying every single moment.
Well, and you have to, as an entrepreneur, enjoy every moment that comes your way because you never know when it's going to end, right?
Yeah.
You never know if it could end or if it's going to go the distance and make it so far.
Right.
So we've got one final bottle.
Right.
It's kind of green over there. It's pickle. There's no other way to put it.
It's pickle.
So let's walk me through the pickle. What's the story? How we got here? Just give me what's the pickle.
So I mean, I have 2 kids. I mentioned right. I was having babies. I had finished having them, but during that process, like every half of the moms out there, really, really fell in love with pickles.
Like a pregnancy craving?
Yes,
or just like a mom craving?
Loved pickles. Like just loved pickles. And then couple that with the martini face. And so it was like, I don't necessarily love olives. Like I was okay with the juice, but I loved pickles. I was like, what if there was a pickle vodka? So then I looked around. There was not a pickle vodka in this market.
Okay.
We have 2 that have come in since, but that's only been in the last 6 months to a year.
Okay. So
if we had got our act together at least 5 years or at least a year earlier, we'd be the only one. But nonetheless, so I worked on this I've had this recipe for 5 years.
Okay.
And every day I was just checking the shelves, like crossing my fingers, please. Nobody in Louisiana.
Nobody make a pickle vodka.
Nobody make a pickle vodka, and no one did. And it's obviously it's wonderful in a Bloody Mary. But what I'm trying to encourage people to try in a martini, so like still go with your olive juice, but just the way that it interacts with the olives is really special. I'm also encouraging a margarita.
Okay.
Salt the rim instead of the tequila. I don't know why you would not want to use your tequila, but in our case,
you want to experiment a little bit, you know.
In our distillery, we were not allowed to serve our tequila, so we had to be creative. So we said, let's try it.
You can't serve your tequila in your distillery?
I mentioned those rules, you know,
Yeah, but it's
it's not made.
So you can't serve your tequila.
No, because it's made in Mexico, so you can't serve it. Red tape, baby. No, it's
all right. So it's your branded product.
Yes, but because we didn't do anything to it in our distillery, we're not allowed to sell it out of our distillery. But we can sell it in stores. Okay. Or if there was a store connected to my building, I could walk over there with you and do the tasting and sell it to you there.
So could you sell some mixers that happen to have tequila in them?
I don't know. I think Linda at the ATC might be very upset with me.
Got it, guys. So don't send this episode to her.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So that caused us to experiment with the pickle vodka. So it is really, really refreshing. And then obviously like a Topo Chico with lime in the pickle vodka. But
so you brought like your own like little mixer here.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm gonna let you work your magic.
Well, first let's
do we just taste it straight?
First, taste it straight.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Because then you'll see how dynamic it becomes when it's chilled.
So, and I love a Bloody Mary.
Okay.
I've been turned on a Bloody Mary for the last 2 years, and it's now like a craving.
Where's your favorite?
What do you mean homemade? What are you talking about?
Oh, besides homemade.
Oh. Okay, so City Pork does a good Bloody
Holy
Mary.
moly, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, like
the one in Jefferson is...
Yeah, the brasserie.
Cool.
Yeah, that like you get like a pound of bacon in that thing. It is phenomenal. So if you haven't tried
Yeah.
the Bloody Mary at City Pork Brasserie, meaning the one on Jefferson, you have to.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on their menu
Steven,
all the time.
it'll be made better with this vodka.
Oh, I'll connect you with Steven. So yes, the Bloody Mary at City Pork is phenomenal. It's absolutely amazing.
It really
try
is
it next
really
time
good.
you're there.
Yeah.
So, but okay, so we've got this Pickle Noel Family Distillery vodka.
And this one is really fun. Like I said, I made Jello shots with it. I mean, it's a versatile spirit.
Did you send some up to Omaha?
I had this guy come. You joke, but July 3rd, this guy came into the distillery. He was like, "I was telling everybody about your pickle vodka in Omaha." And he bought 2 cases, and he was going back to Omaha. He said, "I don't know if he was
Wait,
really
he was
drunk.
going back to Omaha?
He was going back because he met some friends, and he said he was bringing the vodka. I mean, I haven't heard back, but he was like, maybe he was really intoxicated, but
On July 3rd?
we have a fireworks show. It was a fireworks
On July
show.
3rd?
Yeah, in Donaldsonville.
Okay.
And so we had,
Maybe.
and so, but he bought 2 cases.
Hey, look,
I was like, you go bring that up there, man. You
Yeah,
do
look,
that.
look,
I
look.
really appreciate it.
paying customer is a paying customer, you know? So
yeah.
we've got pickle vodka here.
Yeah, I mean, it's what
To
this
ra-
one
to-
you
to ra-
expect.
to round us out, there's pickle juice on the nose. So
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, there's pickle juice on the
it
nose.
is what you expect. Now, if you hate pickles, do not enter.
Yeah, don't enter if you hate pickles. But I mean, I love a good pickle. So
I'm a dill pickle fan,
same.
and so that is what is.
So I'm a dill pickle unless it's my family recipe bread and butter pickles.
I'll have to taste those.
Bread and butter. I actually have a jar in my house. But bread and butter pickles are delicious. Or have you ever heard of a wickle? It's like a spicy pickle.
Oh, Kelsey on my team makes those. They're really good.
So you should try like a spicy pickle vodka or something. I don't know. But anyways, okay.
I've been thinking
So
about
pickle
it.
on the nose.
Again, it's made with the beautiful vodka, so it's ultra smooth.
It's smooth pickle juice. It's smooth pickle juice. That's what it is. It's smooth. This is too easily drinkable vodka.
Okay.
Because it tastes like pickle juice. It's
It is.
very good though.
It's very good if you love pickles. It's 60 proof. Okay.
Okay.
So every other spirit is, well, except this one is 80 proof.
Okay. So it's a lower proof. That makes sense.
So it's lower proof,
Yeah.
but you will notice like the other guys on the market are much lower proof.
Lower than
so
60?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're paying for water. So we're more value. No, I'm just kidding.
You have more
So
percent value.
we have
to
and
the
it,
spirit.
and then it doesn't die so quickly in the cocktail, and then also we don't use food coloring. It's made with a high quality vodka. So that's usually how I explain it too.
No, I'm not gonna lie, it's very good, but if you are not a pickle fan,
Oh no,
you
don't even.
you don't even
Oh,
smell it. Don't
I'll
even
do
smell it.
tastings, and they'll say right away, I don't do pickles. And I'm like, okay, let's not taste it.
Because it's like it's everything you expect in a pickle juice, but it's almost got like a saltiness to it.
Oh, it's got some salt in it.
They're salted. It's salty. I'm not gonna lie,
It's salty,
but
but I love salt.
It's pretty good. It's pretty.
If you want a low salt diet,
the salt component is like I need some more to crave the salt.
if you're on a low salt diet, I would do not enter it as well.
Yeah, don't have the pickle vodka.
All right,
So
so
that was phenomenal. All right, so this now it's gonna go into a martini. Okay.
now I'm gonna
Look,
do.
She came with like glassware and everything. This is
I come
top
prepared.
notch from Noel Family Distillery.
Prepared everywhere I go.
So all right, so you've got a family business. You've got, what do we have? 6 spirits tonight. What's on the horizon? What's on the horizon for Noel? I know it's hard to look at the horizon when you just had your launch party. 2 or 3 months ago? A month ago?
Credit, like a week ago.
A week ago? Was it really that short?
We had our launch party at Ben 77, last Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay, so launch party.
But
Ben 77.
May 17th, we were illegal, and we had the
Okay.
first people into our distillery May 20th.
Gotcha.
So it's been
So
soon.
less, as of the date of the recording, less than 2 months.
Yes.
Okay.
So what's on the horizon? We have
Yeah.
canned cocktails with tequila.
So pre-mixed, like just ready to pour over ice, ready to go.
Cocktails. Yes, they're stuck in that Mexican. Mexican. Well, it's with the government, so
More
it
red
also
tape.
has
More
red tape.
Got it.
They
got
also
it.
have red tape.
So it's
Red tape is not unique to Louisiana.
Yeah. Well, and we've had another distillery on here before, and we've got another one coming later this year or next year. So we had Sugarfield Spirits, and they, I'm guessing, had the same kind of red tape. They're in AP. Y'all are on the other side of the river. So like in Ascension Parish and Gonzales, they were doing the same thing that y'all are doing. They're trying to figure out how do we make the business grow without our aged products. So it's constantly an uphill battle, an uphill challenge.
Yes.
But y'all are making it through.
For sure.
So all right. So what's our
All right.
recipe here?
So I'm gonna do. Sorry, my lap. I'm gonna do like 4 ounces for a pickle.
Okay.
I mean, you don't have to do 4. You can do 2, 3, 4.
Whatever you got.
Whatever you got.
Yeah.
And then I suggest a little olive juice,
Okay.
cleverly prepared ahead of time. Go ahead.
Like that is such a well crafted. Like you came very well prepared. I'm impressed. Okay.
Give it a good shake.
You gotta do it right in the microphone, so people can get jealous. You know.
Oh yeah, peach jelly. Tasty.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Then we make sure you don't spill it everywhere.
Of course.
Oh, pre-garnished with the olives.
Absolutely.
Make sure it doesn't go. Pour that in. I would shake, but I don't want this thing to fall off.
Oh, it's
See
all
if you
good.
can get the ice layer on the top,
Yeah.
like Nino's does.
So so just a little precursor to this. This is my first martini.
Oh God.
I've never had a martini before.
Really? Oh.
No. People bring me just plain spirits. They never mix it with anything. So this is interesting. Okay.
All right.
That's good.
It's refreshing, right?
That's refreshing. That is. So again, I love Bloody Marys, and so it plays into this. The olive juice, the pickle juice, it plays well into it, but it is absolutely delicious. This is fantastic.
Awesome.
Okay, so I'm gonna
So at the distillery, I'll put a pickle on there as well. I'll garnish.
on the garnish?
I'll garnish with a pickle.
like a little mini pickle, like a
Yeah.
little cute little pickle.
A little cute
Okay.
pickle, and then I'll have the olives too. I think they get a kick out of it.
Oh, this is fantastic. So okay, so as we kind of start to wrap up the show, we do have a set list of questions we like to ask every guest. I'm gonna enjoy the martini as I ask
You do
them.
that.
So you just kind of take it from here.
Okay, got it.
What is something you did as a kid you wish you could still do today?
Oh, I love that. Well, I was a big basketball player.
Okay.
And I do wish more than anything I was in that great a shape where I could go through Coach Dallamore's practice of suicides, drills, just shooting drills. I mean, just like being in that great shape and then just making those baskets. I was a shooter. Just that was so thrilling to me. So,
You want to play for Kim Mulkey?
I would love to play for Kim Mulkey. I often coach my daughter's team. They're like 7 and 8 year olds, and sometimes I'll make them cry, and then they're just like, you need to relax. It's too intense. I'm like, but Kim's over there. She's getting it. So I love that style. But I would love to see her practice. I just would love to see her practice. I know like what we had in college, but we were not very good. And so I would just love to see what elite practices look like, even to this day. I mean, it was,
It's like a
she's
whole new
amazing.
caliber. It's a
Oh, yeah.
whole different caliber.
Like to be in that great of shape, I don't know. I love it.
Yeah, I think with age we lose our shape a little bit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
just the fact of
in the
life.
condition, just like, I don't know, I miss basketball. I miss that. I miss that. I miss being really good at it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've kind of been all over the map, just running these companies very successfully, bringing products to market, making a phenomenal martini. So within that, you've probably had a lot of experience you've gathered over the years. From that, what are 3 lessons you learned along the way?
Oh, goodness. Could have prepared me.
Very tough questions. Very, very challenging.
I think the most recent one is to trust my own instincts. Trust how I feel about a particular topic. And I think maybe that just comes with confidence, experience, but really knowing that you probably do know best. Because everyone's got their opinions about things, and I used to worry about that. but when you do something 3 times over, you just sort of get a bit of confidence. And so, yeah, I think just trusting my own instincts and your team. I have always felt like I learned this in college, just like surround yourself with people who are better at different things than you are. I don't want a yes man. Like if you don't agree with me, you say it but you explain, let's talk about it. So surrounding myself with people who are better at everything, videography, content writing, ideas, you name it. So that would be the second one.
Absolutely.
The third one, you need cash.
Cash is king is a phrase I've heard quite frequently.
You need cash, but I mean, I'm a big marketer. My mind thinks like that. So having cash to do marketing, but also you need to have someone who will rein you in as well. So having that accountant or that controller on the team, that's super important.
Yeah, that was kind of one of the main reasons why I became a CPA, was to be that voice of financial reason with entrepreneurs, because you can often easily get tied up in your own craft and your own product and your own service that you often fail to recognize the value of the numbers.
I did early on. I was like, we've got to show that we are getting market share. Mm-hmm. I bought into market share at all costs. They're going to see us increasing our revenue year over year, and they're going to buy us. Well, guess what? If they don't come and buy you before you run out of cash, you made a bad decision.
You can't do anything without it, right? So then it's like, how do we get our product in the hands of people to consume and want to repurchase?
Yes. So let me give you a 4.
Yeah.
The fourth one.
Hit me with some surplus.
Here it is. Don't open a business that does not innately have a repeat customer at least every month. Because our shoe company was the first one, and you get a 30-day guarantee. You get to try it for 30 days. If it doesn't work, you send it back. Well, guess what? If it works, we just treated your foot pain. You don't need me anymore. So
you need new customers every day.
Yes. So that is a difficult business. So having a product, bringing products to market that people consume more often, is my tip.
It's you need repeat customers one way or another. Whether determining your life cycle of your product is 6 months, 6 years, 6 days, you've got to figure out, how do we get the same customer to repurchase us in some way, shape, or form.
Right, because living on Facebook and relying on them to bring you a new customer every day is expensive. Is flying very close to the sun.
Yeah, and it's very expensive.
It is very expensive.
So what is something, I know you live in Baton Rouge, but the distillery's in Donaldsonville. So let's broaden this question a little bit. What is something you love about Louisiana?
Oh, I love a lot.
Okay.
I love our passion, the way we just take a particular, if it's LSU football, if it's food, whatever we do that we do well, we really bring a lot of passion to it, and we're good at it. We're not great at everything, but the things that we are. But I'm an insane LSU fan, and so I love that. And I moved to DC, came back, moved to New York, and came back. So and then the family and how, everybody's so nice most of the time. But I don't know. My favorite thing is just family, and then LSU.
Hey, look, that is fantastic response.
Well, my dad was a pilot for LSU for 13 years during the Curly Holman days.
Yeah,
like the hard days, the rough days, and then we were able to bring back the magic with DiNardo. So we were, so I was just bred into it. I went to the LSU football game with my grandparents. On the Noel side, and it was just about coming together, enjoying life. We may not all be bazillionaires, but I feel like we have a way of life that, you can appreciate each day and enjoy it with those around you.
100%. Your blood's not red; it's purple.
Yeah.
So for the final question, what can I do to help you?
Well, I mentioned. No, I'm just kidding. I don't necessarily have that financial control in my life. Maybe you can help me with that. No, no, I was kidding.
I can help there.
No, I don't know. I didn't think about anything that I would need. Just wanted to meet you, and I've seen a lot of your shows, so I just thought it would be fun to come and chat with you.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, you brought 6 different spirits and maybe a martini. Absolutely. You want to come back next week?
You're my guy.
Like, you want to come back next week? We're like, let's do a repeat here.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll figure out a way we can.
That's an interesting question. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I want to get in every place that'll take us. So if you know anybody who needs a spirits lineup, I'm your gal. You can point them my way.
Oh yeah, we've got.
Now that you've tasted everything,
we've got some connections. We can connect.
Yeah,
we'll distribute. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, if you tasted everything.
Well, thank you so much, Natalie, for bringing everything that you've got. I mean, this is fantastic.
Thanks
it's
for the
absolutely
time.
delicious.
I appreciate it.
I love it. So thank you for educating me and the population, whoever's still with us, about everything that you've got going on. And so if y'all are interested in getting some of these Noel Family Distillery products, where can consumers get y'all stuff?
Well, first of all, we're one of the few distilleries that offer our spirits online. We have a distributor that we've partnered with out of Florida, so you can order our spirits online. If you're local to the market, Calandro's, Churchill's, Hocus Pocus, Ralph's is coming online. So those are some of our initial partners. And then if you're dining at some of our local restaurant establishments, Jim at Mestizo's, Superior Grill, French Market Bistro. So we're hustling. Calvin's actually the grocery store. They're also on board. So we're just excited. The welcome has been, the response has been overwhelming, and we just want to keep growing, keep up the momentum. And I think once everybody tastes it, they'll realize that we put a lot into it, and they're very high quality. And that local can be exceptional. You don't have to go out of the state. It doesn't have to be from a celebrity that you've never met. Like, it can be local, and I think our Louisiana palate is special, and so I think people will taste that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for bringing all this on. And if you're interested, it's absolutely delicious. If you're a rum and tequila or a vodka drinker, this is for you. It's amazing. It's absolutely delicious. So y'all get out there and taste it, whether you're shopping in the store or you're shopping around at a restaurant. Make sure you try some. At least give it a shot. This martini is absolutely delicious. So thank y'all so very much for consuming the show and being with us. If you're interested in Noel Family Distillery, we're going to tag them in the show notes. Make sure to reach out if you have any questions. Check out the distillery. Go there. Tell them Patty G sent you, and they're going to make sure they take great care of you along the way. So thank you so very much. This has been an absolutely exciting episode of the Patty G Show, and thank you so very much to the amazing sponsors and partners that bring you this show each and every week. Hear a little bit more about them right now.
Welcome to the brand new Falaya mobile app. We took all the same tech that's helped hundreds of people sell their homes themselves and packed it into an easy-to-use app for your phone. When you download the Falaya mobile app on either the Apple or Android App Store, you'll immediately be able to see the power of this game-changing tool. From the seller's dashboard, you can navigate to all the information that you need. We intentionally separated everything into key groups, such as tasks to be completed, buyer leads for your listing, and contact information for everyone involved through closing. When you get an offer on your property, you can simply review and respond all within the app. No matter where you are in the world, you'll be able to monitor everything that's going on with your property from listed to sold. It's truly the power of Falaya in the palm of your hand. Download the app and see for yourself. Falaya, it's real estate reimagined.
Thank you so very much to Building 5 for becoming the latest sponsor of the Patty G Show. We are going to be filming once a month at Building 5. We're going to post about it on our social so you can come and visit with us. Building 5 is an excellent food establishment if you're into sharing boards and really getting a creative menu. Misty and Brumby have done an excellent job of creating an environment that's warm, welcoming, and inviting for every single occasion. Go on over to Building 5 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and tell them that the Patty G Show sent you.
Imagine taxiing on a plane looking toward the end of the runway. It seems so far away, it's even hard to see it. And that's what the concept of retirement probably felt like when you were in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, way far in the distance, not visible or even a concern. But as you turn 50, something happens. Retirement suddenly seems like something real, something not too far away. In your 50s, you are rolling down the runway. Retirement is getting closer and closer, faster and faster, weeks and months zipping by. But are you even ready for a successful takeoff to retirement? Fear not, there's still runway left. But the time is now. Time to make progress and time to get a plan. The Runway Decade will help you get organized, get energized, and give you the direction you need to take off to your desired retirement. The Runway Decade, building a pre-retirement flight plan in your 50s.
Thank you to Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge for making this show possible. Nick Pentis is a past guest. We love having him on. Listening to him talk about the culture they have over at Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge is really an incredible thing to hear. How they treat not only their employees, but every customer that walks through the door. You are more than just a number to them. They're going to give you that white glove concierge service every step of the way. They're going to make you feel like family and take what can be a stressful time in people's life, shopping for a car. They're going to make it so enjoyable and so pleasurable. You're going to want to go back there time and time again for every new vehicle. Thank you so very much for Mercedes-Benz of making this show possible. Thank you to our wonderful sponsor, Lake Men's Health Center with Our Lady of the Lake Physicians Group. Guys, I know it's tough to get out and go to the doctor. I know it's challenging to find time in our busy days, but I promise you, signing up to be a part of this group with Dr. Curtis Chastain and Dr. Tyler Boudreau, you won't regret it for several reasons, but most of those being the fact of the time it saves, where you're able to get in on the same day, get that appointment done, and spend that time you need to talk with them about what your health goals and concerns are, as well as ensuring that the financial investments you have, you will be able to live out and see those come to fruition. So if you're an investing guy, you know all about and planning for the future and investing in the future. There's no other more important thing to invest in than your health. Make sure you go check them out, Our Lady of the Lake Physicians Group Men's Health Center, and tell them Patty G sent you. McLavy's Limited, a proud sponsor of the Patty G Show, has been serving the Baton Rouge area proudly for 40-plus years. Gentlemen and ladies, if you're shopping for your man, there is no other place in the Baton Rouge area to get your clothing, whether it's game day needs, everyday needs, business attire, formal attire, whatever you want. Go over there, see Frank and Ashley. It's a father-daughter duo. They do incredible things in their store. They will outfit you from as simply a shirt that you need for one evening or all the way to a full wardrobe overhaul. They're going to take care of you every step of the way, and be sure and let them know that Patty G Show sent you. The Patty G Show is proudly brought to you by Mimosa Handcrafted Jewelry. Mimosa Handcrafted Jewelry is a local business right here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They create handcrafted jewelry for everyday use, that special occasion, whatever it may be. Gentlemen, they've got amazing jewelry both for male and female. Everyone is their audience. You know, after years of experimenting with everything from ceramic jewelry, glass beads, and enamel, they've settled in on the ancient art of lost wax casting. Is their main form of creating their work. They cast everything in bronze, sterling silver, and 14-karat gold. Every step of the way is done here right in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Proud sponsors of the Patty G Show. Mimosa Handcrafted Jewelers. Get out there and tell them that Patty G sent you, and they're going to take great care of you on your next order.